It is fine to celebrate success, but it is more important to heed the lessons of failure.
So as many of our brothers and sisters are flossing and stunting with the riches,
sadly, an alarming number of them
are floundering and struggling.
When some of our wealthiest people
are living for today
and paying for it tomorrow.
What can we all do about it right now?
Well, here's the tricky thing with athletes in particular. Athletics and entertainment are the only two places where you can make a whole lot of money before you're mature enough to have all that money.
One of my big peeves is that there's no psychological transitioning from being a young person of meager background to getting a 7-figure check to play in a professional sport.
You're asking people to hopefully be as mature as they would be at 40 years old when they're 19 or 20.
A lot of guys have made a lot of money in baseball or basketball or football, and right now they don't have any of that money.
It happened to TLC and it happened to Mike Tyson. And you think about all the millions of dollars that have passed through their hands, and they're poor, they have nothing to show for it.
Antoine Walker made over $100 million in his career, and now he's broke. How does that happen?
He wasn't really smart in the way that he handled himself and handled his job and his success at such a young age.
He blew most of that money at an age when most of us would have blown that money.
A lot of these guys, no disrespect to them, they're really boys in men's bodies.
Whenever you see these guys, especially all these young guys who just have money, millions handed to them, who haven't had anything coming up, they're not thinking anything about the future.
It's a lot to handle. You know, the parents don't necessarily know how to handle it. Your support group doesn't know how to handle that.
Now it's about who's around you. You know, do you have the people putting the right, the right knowledge in your mind? The people that are telling you, hey man, let's go get this car, let's go get that house. Nobody's telling you to invest.
A lot of us are lucky we didn't have that much money young, because if we did, we'd be in big trouble.
We're caught in this video age where the bling around your neck or how many bottles of Cristal you can buy when you go out is a show of riches, because it's really not a show of wealth.
If they can't sustain that lifestyle for an extended period of time, they may be rich and they may have a lot of money, but they're not wealthy.
A kid might see a basketball player and he might have some jewelry on, and that's what they want to have and that's what they want to get, but
you can't mimic exactly somebody else's lifestyle because you must learn from their mistakes.
Listen to me carefully when I say this. Don't believe the hype.
That's an honest message that a lot of kids don't understand.
I think it's on the athlete to tell them like, hey, yes, I do buy this stuff, but I save my money as well. I don't live for the moment. I don't do these things like these things I can afford.
The thing that I'm enjoying the fact is a guy like Jay-Z. They're talking about how Cristal is out, buying out the bar is out. They're talking about own your own business, own your own clubs, and do that type of stuff. We're just talking about people should invest their money wisely.
Two things we get the less education on that give us the greatest challenge in life are relationships and money.
You should be talking about that from the get-go.
I think that's what you do. You talk about it. You educate the young people.
I'd never heard about money management really till I got to the NBA.
Sometimes they get a good agent that can help them out with it, or they get a good financial guy, but whoever it might be, I think that's important that our kids learn those sort of things.
Sad to say, but a lot of black athletes don't have that role model in their life. They don't have that father figure to show them, and the only way that they can learn that is through education.
Me personally, I took classes at Georgia Tech to put myself in position to be able to understand how to manage my money and then also make my money work for me at the end of the day.
And there's got to be a long-term plan. There's got to be projection. There's got to be pros and cons that go over a course of time.
An issue that I bring up now, and I think it's so important, is the issue about credit.
We want the stuff that we can have now. We don't think about the future.
You need credit to buy a house, you need credit to buy a car.
One Bentley's not enough, I need 14.
Credit is one of the few things that you own. Everything else is usually owned by somebody else.
And I like nice things. Believe me, I like nice things, but not at the expense of getting the tax, people coming after me, or having to live paycheck to paycheck.
You gotta be reasonable, people. You can't live beyond your means.
Understanding the value of a dollar is so important.
I think it's even better sometimes for you to work toward it because you understand the definition of money, and when it's handed to you, all you do is blow it.
Understand the value of the sweat equity. Understand the value of the work that it takes to get there, to accomplish your dream, to be in that position.
Success in life is really based in how hard you work, and it's no different for managing your money. If you realize that it's a privilege to be able to have that success at such an early age and to be able to have a job where you have those options, I think that it changes the way you look, your outlook on things.
Because once the success comes, then the money will come. But then with that, the responsibility has to come. Just keep that in mind.
To blame us or the system. Money brings power, but does it bring wisdom?